All right, so everybody, thanks for joining. I'll not take much time. I'll just quickly introduce. We have got Satya Bratashur. I personally call him Satyada. He's a very senior. I know him pretty well professionally and personally. He's a very senior technical folks and also the very senior technical project manager. So me and Satyada and my entire team thought that what if we can have this kind of webinar on the project management. Then Orpita also said yes, and then Avinav. And so Satyada, over to you. Probably you can have more clarity, you can help more so that we can start the webinar right now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Devajit, for a nice introduction. So thank you all the participants for joining this session. I will try my best to make your time worthy for this webinar. Before I start anything on this particular webinar, let me introduce myself. I am Satyabrata Sood. I am originally from Kolkata, but for last few years I am staying in Pune due to my job. I started my journey as a IT professional around maybe 25 years ago. And I started as a faculty, then became a programmer, then a lead, and then finally a project manager. Apart from project management, I also actually involved in Scrum Master management and agile methodologies. And as a technical person, I am proficient. I was proficient rather in .NET and Microsoft Business Intelligence. But for the last few years, I am totally in project management and agile methodologies. So I thank again for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with you. It will be around 45 minutes of webinar, and we will be having question answer session. So, and we will wrap up around 6. So, if you want to introduce yourself quickly, that would be fine. I don't know, there is many participants, so we can do it in a few minutes. Orpita, Piyaranjan.
Yeah, hi. So thank you very much. So yeah, I'm Priya Ranjan, and I'm having total 16 plus years of IT experience and working on different domains. So I started my career in as a hardware networking, then telecom domain, then moved to the payment application software, web engineers, then moved to the middleware technologies. Now working on the DevOps tools. So this is my overall journey. So I've changed almost 4 of the organizations till now, and currently I'm working in TCS. Okay, recently joined, and yeah, soon I'm planning to move to the other organizations because I got the better opportunity. So yeah, so I'm also the part of Egan family actually, and yeah, I'm very much thankful to Devajit and every team member. So like arranging this many webinars and brainstorming sessions time to time. So that will be helpful for us, and it will cover all areas. So thank you very much, team, and I feel very proud to be part of this Egan family actually. So yeah, so that's it from my side. So others can introduce themselves.
Okay, thank you, Piyaranjan. Just a quick question: how many years of experience total you have in IT? I mean, how long years journey till now?
16 plus completed actually,
Oh,
almost
great.
10 years. You can say
Okay,
like
no
that.
issues. Okay, thank you. Coming to Arpita, if you actually, if no one has to disclose the name of the organization you are working, if you want, that is fine. Otherwise, no need to. Just tell me the total experience and where.
Orpita, Satyada, Orpita, she's from our side. She's the
Okay, okay,
head sales here.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so I remember her. I thought that she has joined as a attendee. Anyway, Rajan. Hello, Rajan.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I
Hi.
am Rajan Prajapati, and I have a business here in Nepal, and I've been doing for business for about 15 years. And from this year, we are starting to use, like, we are trying to implement a software named Odo. It's like
Okay.
a small ERP.
Oh,
So
great.
with that, and like we are also taking consultations in business.
Oh,
So lately, like I got introduced to project management. So I'm thinking of learning project management and applying it in my business itself, so that
oh,
like we can
yeah,
complete the tasks. Like, it's like, just trying to be somewhere like, OKR thing, something like that, objectives and key results, like, like to get things done on time. That's
great.
my vision. Yeah.
Efficiently.
Yeah,
Ma
yeah.
ma
Efficiently and
right.
effectively.
Good, very good thought, Rajan, I would say. Okay, thank you for the introduction. And I think I had Vivek if you want to, otherwise we can start. Vivek has dropped off. Anyway, so let me start. Okay, so fine. Thanks again. And so this webinar is on project management. Rajan, you have done some background work, I think, regarding management and Priya Ranjan, you might be heard of some project management terms and terminologies. So if I go to what project management is, there are two parts of this term, project and project management. So just try to understand what project management is, and I will come to projects and how it is managed. Or rather, we can also start with what project is. Let's start with the first part, what project is. So a project is a temporary endeavor that has some fixed uh, start and end time with a specific goal to achieve. And the goal would be for production or development of something or any product or even a service that was not available before, that the outcome should be unique. And there should be a fixed timeline of start and end date. And it will be handed over to someone else and it will come to an end. So I think you're all heard about services. So if I just quickly ask, if I what is the can you just let me know what comes to your mind if I ask what is a service? So I would like to have this session interactive so that we can actually understand the topic. So if I just ask, what is a service project, whatever it comes into your mind. So first of all, I would like to, what is called a service? Like telecom service, it is said Priya Ranjan, he was in telecom service. So what is a service? Priya Ranjan, if you just
So
can
any
try.
kind of thing, that's something we are delivering to the customer, that is a service, right? Like example, a newspaper, right? It's kind of service, right? Daily we are getting the newspapers. And
Uh,
no,
so how would you differentiate from a product? Just going to bit deeper. So anything I delivered to client or customer, that becomes a, even Rajan delivers, he is doing business. So Rajan also deliver must be something. So how we can differentiate a service and a project?
Product, like they can be seen, felt. Service you can feel, but you can't see, touch. And like, service is like, product is a form utility, and service, maybe it may be kind of, how to say,
Hmm.
probably another form of
Yeah,
utility.
yeah, to some extent correct. But let me, if I give an example, say the online delivery, they provide service. Telemedicine consultation, that is a service. So the basic difference, what I said, can be found by the definition of project is. So as I said, the project is a particular endeavor, that means an attempt that will be delivering something unique and with a fixed beginning and end date. Where service is a continuous process of delivering something to the customer. It might be a product also, even delivering a product is a service. Say online delivery system, the online food delivery, they deliver products. Even big companies like big online stores, they provide service, but they deliver products. So that is how a product is separated from service. And in project management, they are all aligned like project, product, program, portfolio. They are actually related. They fall into the same category. Okay. So now if I understand from that perspective, we will be delivering something to a customer and it will be consumed by the customer. And this whole effort should be within a fixed timeline with a specific goal. That is a product is, and we will be delivering something that is not actually continuous. That is one time, and that is project is. So the daily definition of project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. So if we'll stress on these activities, this is what we all do to complete a project. And project requirements, that means that are the end deliverable products or service. That is the goal. And I mean, the requirements are the goal, and activities is all the work we do related to achieve that goal. That is project management is. We have to knowledge ours, we have to manage our knowledge, skills, tools, and as well as techniques. It is a practice of planning, organizing, executing all the tasks. So that should be pre-planned. There might be a change, even that has to be planned. So it is a, as Rajan, you said that you mentioned that cannot be filtered. So that if we call it tangible products. So whatever is taken as a temporary deliverable item and the activities performed, that is called project management teams. So any question on this slide or anything on this concept, I would like to clarify if you have any. Otherwise, I can move on to next one.
I'm good.
Okay, thanks. Now, the question comes, why do we need to project management? Rajan said that he wants to manage his business. Yes, managing a business is also a niche skill. Business is a big, I would say, business is a big, I would say, field. So we have to concentrate on something. The whole business can be managed, run by, I mean, a person, single person, or multiple people. But if we take some part of it, say Rajan decides to upgrade his sales in next 6 months or 1 year, he may take it up as a project. So he may go, what he should do, that okay, and that is my goal. That you can consider as project goal. We call it project goal or objective. So project goal is increase sales by 10% in 6 months. So there comes the temporary endeavor that this I have taken up for this period and this is my goal. So first of all, goal alignment comes up. What we will be doing must be leading to ultimately to reach my goal. Nothing beyond that. If anything else come up and add value, we can consider it as byproduct or by service. But activity should be actually meant for achieving the goal. So there is a fixed guide, there should be a fixed guideline how we should perform our activities. And these activities will be performed with the help of some tools. And tools are mainly either technology or resource or some methodologies. So resource management is one of the most crucial factor in project management. So it actually, as I mentioned, that human resource, hardware, software, any raw material used, all has to be managed. So Rajan, if you are doing business, if you are doing trading, you should not pile up stock in your inventory for a long time or in huge quantity, because you have to sell it to the customer. Otherwise, it will consume your space. So that is also a resource management. But if you keep less, you won't be deliver to the customer when it is needed, and maybe next time he will not call you up. So you have to know how much you have to stock and where. So rather than having in one center repository or location, it would be better to distribute among different parts of the country. So everywhere it can be delivered, say within a fixed timeline, 3 to 4 days. If I have, so that is a resource management. Now this is risk management. So we all, as I mentioned, that there are all the activities. So it will cost, and however and how it will impact if it fails, that is a risk. Now there is another term called threat opportunity issue, you might have heard. So what is a risk? A risk is a unseen event or anticipated event that may occur in future. Either it will be positive or negative. When it becomes positive, it becomes an opportunity, and when it becomes negative, it becomes a threat. So risk, first of all, to be identified what it can and how it can hamper my project, and whether I can benefit it from this risk by converting an opportunity, or if it is a negative risk, how, if it is a threat, then how can I manage before it comes an issue. An issue is an event that has already occurred and impacted negatively or adversely. Next is time management. So that's very, very important. Time and money are most important thing in today's world. We spend money to save time, and sometimes we spend time to save money. So that both have to be managed in a way that gives me the ultimate utility of the resources and my time. And then quality. When we are delivering something, there must be what is quality. Quality is the standard or level of expectations out from the product or service. As we are doing business, as I'm speaking to you online, I expect that this connection should not be dropped, and my voice will be loud and clear. So that is the expectation. That is the quality. We should manage also. Without quality, we cannot manage it. And if quality differs each and every time, the customer, we will lose the customer. So we have to maintain the quality. Cost is very also the most, I would say, important for everyone, and we all thrive for reducing cost, best use of cost, eliminate waste. Cost has to be also managed. Now, in these above points, I would say three constraints are there in every business that we all need to manage. And rather, I would say in project management, most of the activities are performed to manage these three, or we call it three constraints. I will name it later. Let me just complete this slide. So next is the communication. The best way you can get some work done is communicate better way. If you can communicate the best way with others, half of your problem will be solved, or half of your job will be done, because you have to just make the other person understand what is expected from him or her or this object. So communication is a very good virtue, I would say, for a project manager. Next, accountability or ownership. So in every project, there are multiple people. There are hundreds of people work in an organization. In project, there will be multiple people. Rajan will be doing business with a team of his own. Priyaranjan will be having of his team for the customer. But someone has to be accountable. You cannot do everything by yourself. So someone has to take the ownership of something, making calls, communication, marketing. So that even inside it, there should be some unwritten or unspecified responsibilities that has to be maintained. Just came into my mind that sometime I will just mention or show you some example. A term came into my mind called RACI. That is matrix. That is responsibility, accountability, information, and for what I see is communication. So so this is some if you find that how you cannot decide, or it sometime it is becoming difficult to ask someone whether he has done it, he may say that, okay, no, I am not aware of it. So how would I know? So in that cases, we actually prepare a chart called RACI. Consulted, C for consulted. So there might be multiple people in your organization, in your team. You have to make them answerable for someone to consult for. So it helps to understand what is expected from the person, and he or she actually performs according to that. Next is flexibility and adaptability. Now, today's time, I think it is most important to go with the business trend if you're running a business. So what, and adopt whatever it comes along. So situation change. So you have to, so now we are talking over video online, but even 5 years ago, I used to, for a seminar, I used to go suppose I am attending some seminar, I have to go to someone's booked premises, then I had to spend time, but it has changed and we have made it flexible. So technology made us flexible. So this flexibility has to be done, that has to be for all of us who are involved. And adaptability is the how we are managing the changes and the impacts. So in project management, they are called a term called CR, change request. So changes will occur. Nothing is constant except change. You might be knowing that. So how can we adopt change, and how can we make the system flexible That is a need for project management. Otherwise, it will not survive for a long time, or it will not serve the purpose even. Because the customer who will be paying for the out of the product that it not serves for 5 or 10 years, he will not be interested. And the last is, but not the least, performance. What is performance, or how it is performing, how we can measure it. If we don't, or if we cannot measure the performance of the product or the team or the service, we will not be able to understand how, whether it can be improved or not, or how much it can be. Otherwise, others will be the other competitors will be defeating us in the market. So that's actually mainly the requirements of project management. Now coming to the constraints that I mentioned, that those three are cost, schedule, and scope. Scope means the limit what you will be delivering. I mean the area periphery of your deliverables. Cost is whatever we have with the expenditures, and schedule is under what tenor we are delivering something and at what intervals. So if you think minutely, whatever you do in your office, in your business, in your organization, everything is related to either we are actually confined by these three: scope, cost, and schedule. All effort you do, everything you do, either you are trying to manage these three: scope, schedule, and cost. These are called triangles, and in between three, something we actually try to maintain, that is quality. So quality is actually has to be constantly maintained or maybe improved, and keeping this scope, cost, and schedule in control. Okay, so in project management, we all actually manage these things. If you have any question, otherwise I can go to the next slide.
I have a quick question, Shatudha. So from
Yeah.
your experience, do you think that the Jira, which could be the good tool for project management? Because early in my career, there's a Microsoft project there, but now these days, a lot of tools, right? Jira is one of them. Do you think that's a good tool?
To be very honest, so far as I know, it has improved a lot. I am not used in recent years.
Okay.
Initially, it was mainly for defect tracking, Jira. But nowadays, I have heard that yes, Jira also is a good option for project management. Now they have added one, I would say, feature, or rather function, I would say byproduct, ClickUp. You might see the ads over there. Jira is coming up with ClickUp, and MS Projects is also is in the market, but generally they provide online version in a different manner called Planner. So if so now coming to your question, that whether it will be good or Jira is good, because also good option, because it actually can be incorporated with Confluence and other tools, which actually gives this CI/CD pipeline and everything. Even Azure DevOps also they provide pipeline and the pull request and tests. So Jira is a good option. Actually, it depends how you're going to use and what the cost is.
Right, right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So going to the next slide. So wow, you can master project management. To be very honest, the main area or your as a project manager, what you need to have, or rather what you need to master on it. There's a four, I would say. You have to be master on them to be a good project manager and manage the project well. First is foremost is scope. You should not let it go with beyond your control. Now there are two terms in scope, and scopes increases. Very less it has decreased, but mainly it increases without your knowledge, and sometimes goes beyond your imagination. Now, there are two terms actually: scope creep and gold plating. I don't know how many of you have heard it. So these are the both are example of scope increase. There are reasons, or there might be some valid reasons or whatsoever, but you have to control them. One is scope creep. That is when the customer is insisting for an delivery which is not been actually documented in scope of work. Why it happens? It happens generally due to not elaborating the analysis, or no analysis elaborately, or not documenting it. So there is if there is a loophole, the actually customer demands, no, you are not meeting it. Actually, I meant that, but you're not captured. So you have to deliver it. So that's a scope creep. Another is gold plating. Gold plating is the extra amount of work or the extra amount of cost actually incurred by the, or rather due to the, or rather I would say not intentionally, or sometime intentionally, mostly unintentionally, by the team who are delivering it. Delivery team add some value. So suppose they asked for delivery by 95% of accuracy. Team tried, okay, 90 we can reach to, why can't we reach 100? So after 1 month, they made it sure by 99%. That is good, but it was not defined, and you spend say 5 days or 1 week. So that is gold plating. We are not expected to do that. 95% was acceptable. You should have leave it. We can have taken it up a separate opportunity. Say coming to the going to back to the client that I can improve, but I need time. I can improve it by 4%. So it will be 99%. So that is a gold plating, because client did not demand it. We actually delivered it, and we incurred extra cost. We spent time. So both these things has to be controlled, or rather minimized, or to be honest, it has to be eliminated at any cost. Sometimes we cannot, but we have to make it minimal. And second is identify the deliverables. We have to identify what actually is expected. Is the customer, say, whenever customer, I want this, if you go to a store, you might be not been able to explain what you want. It sometimes happens, you go to a shop, you say something, I want this, but actually you want maybe something different. Say if you go to a store, you go to a store and I want a Wi-Fi enabled internet connection, and it should be having this speed, and with this OTT. You don't need that. What you need, maybe a two wired connection, or one wired connection that should have this facility, this speed. But you are going for an wireless, which is much more costly, which is expected to give say 100 Mbps of speed. But no, 100 Mbps is not actually, you think that that will be suffice and you will not get disconnected. But your concern was, or demand was, something else. You wanted a 40 MB, but it should be uninterrupted. Maybe you can have two from two vendors that would serve your purpose. 40 MB, say 80 MB, that would be, if I just call, say, for the just another example, 100 rupees, 100 rupees each, and that 100 megahertz will cost you 300. Why should you spend 300 rupees? You just need an uninterrupted connection. You can have also 240 MB against one and on 100 and 100, then 200. So identifying deliverables is very important. Otherwise, actually, what I said, that every project has a goal. If you miss that goal, that everything is wasted. So deliverables and the end product or end result has to be clarified, and it has to be confirmed by both the parties, customer and the vendor. And next is risk. Risk is always there. No risk, no gain. We do business for gain. But if you can't manage the risk, you are not doing any business. So as I said, risk are two types, either threat or opportunity. First of all, you have to identify the risk and then opportunity, or have to classify whether it's a positive or negative one and take actions accordingly. Whatever is threatening you, you should eliminate or solve it. Otherwise, if there is a possibility, you can, I would say, optimize this. Okay, there is an opportunity. Maybe the client wants this. Maybe I can give a separate opportunity. I mean, proposal and get another one. I mean, say another opportunity it will be. So lastly is effective communication. As I said, that when you communicate in a better way, the outcome is better. So let me share one of my experience. And my grandfather used to say, when you are solving a maths problem, if you just write down your problem and the figures at the top of the page clearly, and all related formulas beside it, your problem is solved. Whatever been asked in a 4 or 5 line question, if you just pick up the problem areas, note it down and look at them, your problem is 50% solved. I actually very much agree to it. If you can define your problem appropriately, fully, your problem is solved because you have identified the problem. So resolution is 50%, identification is 50%. Now, if you can communicate across teams what you want, what is needed, assure your team will come up by themselves that, okay, you want this, you need this, is this needed? Okay, I think this will work. You don't have to find solutions for everything. The team will come up with that. But you have to define the problem. That is the skill, or that is actually you have to be master of it. And you have to communicate that. And communication, not only ordering, you have to compassionate, you have to think from their perspective as well. There is a word called empathy. So you have to empathetic from their perspective as well. If someone is facing problem, you have to understand from their perspective. Management is an old term. New term is leadership, and leader shows the way. Though we will be calling, I mean, we'll be naming this course and this whole exercise as well as the whole, I would say, knowledge area is termed as management, but still in today's world, we actually expect leadership most of the cases. Okay. Anything, Rajan, Priyaranjan, Arpita, anyone else? Devojit.
All good, Satya, from me,
Okay.
at least. Yeah.
Okay. So now comes what are the essentials? How to become a successful project manager? Just like 1 minute ago, I mentioned leadership. We expect leadership, not managerialship. So leadership is the skill or virtue of a person who can guide others to achieve a particular goal. So leaders and managers are not enemies. There are distinct areas where management is required, and there are some distinct areas where leadership is required. Though we use it interchangeably, there is a specific guideline, or there are few differences being defined. I can share with you later on how management is different from leadership. But in a word, leadership is the virtue of guiding others to achieve a goal. Adaptability, as actually I also mentioned in a few minutes ago, a few last slides back, adaptability is the ability to adjust to a changing environment. As I said that previously we used to attend in-person meetings, but now we don't. So adapt, and if you can't adapt to it, if you don't pay for a good internet service, you will not be able to come this trend. And this last few years, COVID has changed the whole world from every aspect, and all perspective, it has changed. So adaptability is a great virtue, or rather it's a must virtue for a successful project manager. You have to adapt the situation because this business will change. You have to adapt the system, and you have to go on as well. And next is time management. That's the most important. How you manage your time. Most successful people on this earth are master of time management. Because we all get 24 hours of time, almost similar, I would say, intelligence, but someone goes beyond the expectation just by managing time. So time manages one of the biggest personal, I would say, skill of a good project manager. And next is risk. That why and risk management is management comes later. What I said, that you have to define the problem, you have to identify the risk. So risk identification, if you can, it should be at the earliest. Whatever you think may affect, just note it down, just keep it a record. Even if you think at the middle of night or in the morning, yeah, this okay, this may happen in 3 weeks. So it may, that whenever that word comes into come to your mind, may, that means you are not sure and there is a risk. So you have to take action on them. Or the user is not responding. Whether user is not responding, customer not, why is not responding, easy not been informed, or he has been been expecting something else. So you have to identify and accept that okay, this is a risk and we have to mitigate that. And then problem solving, it's a skill actually. And creative, the word by create, wording the word creative problem solving, that means the problem solving should be not avoidable kind of. It should not only solve the problem, and we should look for any byproduct. Let's say, I come across this problem and I solved it. The one way is avoid it. Okay, we will not do it in this way. No, you can do it this way as well. How it can be solved, that you have to look. You have to find out the root cause. There is a concept called root cause analysis, or RCA, fishbone structure is used. So you have to identify the problem, root cause, you have to solve and be creative, in the sense that whether you can use this method for other problem solving areas or not. That is creative problem solving. You came out of a idea that can not only solve one particular problem and may help to solve other problems. And effective communication, like effective word makes a huge difference between communication and effective communication. When you communicate with others, there should be a goal or intention why you are communicating. It should make some change after the conversation is over. When you are in a meeting, if it is a just general sync up meeting, okay, fine. Even the updates are being shared, but that update must be precise. You can update, my sale has gone up this month. After, okay, how much? That has to be given 10%. Okay, how many areas you have explored? 4 areas. Okay, great. With how much effort you have given? 1 million. So that information, if not shared, it is not going to be effective, because the other person is not going to understand what you have done or whether he has to do anything or not. So when you give one order, okay, you do it and to do that, it will. So why you have to do? Why he or she has to do? You have to make it clear. So that is effective communication. And next is motivating team is not a separate session lecture. your action and communication will be motivating. So when you are seeing a problem, someone comes to you, yes, I have this problem, I have. So okay, fine. What you have thought? So he will now start thinking whether he has thought about it. Give him one idea. Okay, have you thought in this way? Very recently, I actually uh, did not thought about it. Is that there was some software will be installed, and storage space we had around 30 GB in everyone's, but the installer said no, I need 70 GB. Oh, 70 GB. Oh, that converter. I went to the infra team. I want 70 GB. Then the VP came. Hey, have you thought about whether, have you checked that whether they have string the database? I said, yeah, that's a good idea. Why haven't you thought about it? So whenever he said, okay, maybe you can think about it, he said, yeah, maybe I can just create the database only of the by the PDF, I mean that data file only, not the log file. Yeah, yeah, that's a good way. Or maybe I can create some functions to ERY segregate, that will also help us. So he motivated me in that way. So you have to explore your option. Someone said something, I just believed, okay, yeah, that is needed. I did not cross check why they need. Why they need, the person needs 70 GB, I did not cross check. Or what are the other ideas? So his BP came to me, it was motivating for me. Initially, it was embarrassing that I have not thought about it, but he said, no, just given an idea. Yeah, we do so many things, but we forget. So that's it is human kind nature. So your communication should be motivating the team. Yeah. So next time when you come across these things, you have to explore the options. Yeah, that's motivating. Then the manage stakeholder expectations is the last, and not that is what we actually maybe you can say the most important. Customer is everything. No, it's not everything. If you understand actual their need is, they are having some problem either, or they want to achieve something. So you have to understand their expectations, what they expect from out of this product or service, either in quantity or quality. They want to, they must be either feeling some pain in their area. That's why they came to you. Or they want to achieve something, that is seeking your help. So you have to manage their expectation, in the sense it should not be changed every time. It should not be very minimal or very I would say vague at the beginning. You have to analyze their expectation. You have to confine in within the scope. So that is all about managing the stakeholders expectation. And I hope you all know what is a stakeholder. Let me repeat. So stakeholder is the person who actually is or perceives to be affected or affects the project. They are all stakeholders. And their expectation must be met, because we are getting to very honest paid for that. Because to some extent, if we consider the customers as stakeholder, we are doing business for them, they are paying for that, the service or product, and we have to meet that. But you have to manage, you cannot let it go elsewhere. I mean, it should be within the predefined goal, it should be. Okay, that's all for the project success, how we can be a successful project manager by managing this or having these skills within you.
So apart from this thing, what
Hmm.
are the additional methodologies or the tools required for the project management as a project manager?
Okay. Tools are actually no, if we just consider process methods, those are a kind of tools by which you can analyze. Say, you want to analyze or you want to find out what will be the cost. Okay. And that cost can be determined by breaking into different areas, say human resource, technical, and that. Now, software development and time. Now, time, how much time it will take, that you can say, analyze, say, functional point analysis. So that's also a tool. And there are some other tools, say, softwares. So as mentioned by Devojit, Jira, so or Microsoft projects, there is a called Gantt chart. So if you put your all the activities together, how much it will take time and by when you can start, it will give you an idea by when it will end up. So there are some tools and there are some methods which will help you to determine something, maybe cost or time.
And additional skills like agile proficient and
Yeah, so that is a methodology.
methodology.
Now, whether it will be in agile or non-agile or waterfall. So actually, to be very honest, there are many agile processes going on, but broadly you can define it as I would say predictive or non-predictive. Now, predictive means when you know the requirement from the very beginning in detail. Say construction of a overbridge. You know what the requirement is. It is not going to change. During the course, you may face challenge, but you know the requirement. And you have to, the capacity will be this. It is not going to change. Maybe it will increase by 1%, 5% every year. The lane should be this to this, and it should connect these two roads. So that is all known to you. So that becomes under predictive. But whenever you are building a product, you don't know how will it react in the market. If I launch a wide screen or something new with new technology, so you don't know how the market will react. So that becomes under non-predictive. You will adapt to the situation, as I mentioned over here. Adapting to the situation, you will change the course of the project. So there broadly there is predictive or non-predictive, and in non-predictive there are three actually category we can define. One is incremental, another is uh, iterative, and third is agile, fully agile. So iterative, that you just doing the same work again and again to reach a particular quantity or quality. For an example, COVID-19, that vaccine that was been actually been invented, then produced maybe in 2020 August, then it was given in phases. Why phases? It's not the fact that we thought that, oh, we cannot give to so many people, we cannot produce. No, actually they had been doing some iterative process to get the impact feedback from the person who had been given and make it better as well, the outcome less. And previously people were having high fever, but later on they were not having fever side effect, just because of iterative nature of the development. Incremental is like whatever you build something and then put something else as an additional. Just like we build up some house brick by brick, that is incremental. That is also non-predictive, you don't know. Another is agile, that is incremental as well as iterative. You are doing both. So most of the cases you will find, you can find the difference between predictive and non-predictive. And these three are hardly to define, I mean, distinguish, but they are in the industry. So I hope I have answered your question, Priya. Okay. Coming to the skills that a project manager should have, we have what will be giving, what will give an advantage for project management. But as a project manager, what are the skills needed? specifically by the project manager. So the first of all, as a successful project manager, you have to identify the project goal and scope. As I said, what is the goal of the project? When I mentioned about the project definition, so project goals must be something, some unique product or service has to be delivered to the customer, and that goal has to be defined clearly. And the scope, you have to able to define the scope. If anything goes beyond, it will result either in scope creep or gold plating, or without control of that commercials. So as a project manager, you have to first think about the goal and the scope. Then only it's like a funnel. You have to reach at the end of that road, and the breadth of your road, I mean the path has to be defined. What are the area you will be passing through, that you have to be known. So as a successful project manager, you must know the project goal and you have to know the scope, because each and every work, resource, I mean methods, everything will be depending on them. So you have to first and foremost identify the goals and the scope as well. Next is planning and documenting of the project task. So what we will be doing to achieve the goal, what is needed. If I want to do this scope and we have to be within this area and deliver these things, we have to do these things. So that is planning and how we'll be doing. So that is one is planning is how we'll be doing, and documenting project as a what you will be doing. So what will be done, how you will be doing, and when. That is all planning about. And then ensuring the delivers delivered on time. That is also very important, that I developed something, but I could not deliver it because of this reason. The other component was not ready. That has to be make sure whatever you have made is clear, declared as deliverable, and whatever time you mentioned, it should be delivered on time, and the deliverable item should be with quality as well. You cannot deliver a product or service without less expected quality just to meet the deadline. No, you have to deliver on time as well as with quality. So that is the skill, how we can manage this deliverable. There are some methods even used called crashing and smoothing, two terms I will explain later. These two are done to arrange the different tasks and how to meet the deadline. So there are techniques to achieve this. And next, managing all project resources. So all projects, everything, how you are utilizing the best of it. I mean, all the resources, human and other technical software, hardware, everything that is within a project periphery have to manage all of them. If you do not manage, it will be misused, and either it will incur extra cost or it will not be giving the expected result. And as I said, that communication is most important, and managing the stakeholders' expectations. So you have to effectively communicate with the stakeholders. So when whatever you say, you are representing the whole team or the whole project team, and based on that, the customer will decide what you are elaborating or mentioning to him or her. So you have to effectively communicate with the customer. If there is a risk, you have to and explain it. And if there is a demand, you have to think of, no, okay, the customer is asking something. Okay, it was not, even you know that it is not within a scope, it is an extra, maybe you can take it up, but as there is a cost involved, you have to ask for a change request. So it will be paid, as well as it will serve the purpose of the customer as well. So this effective communication also needed. It will be not two-way. We cannot think about your own benefit only.
Yeah, so there's a sorry, there's a small questions from Rajan. He's asking, can you explain about work breakdown structure, something?
Sorry, WAR.
Work breakdown structure.
Okay, WBS.
WBS. Yeah.
Yeah. So work breakdown structure, actually, it is done. It is a method or process, you can say, when it actually happens whenever your planning is done. Planning is that we have to achieve a goal. You have to plan your activities, and this activity has to be maybe subdivided, just like we arranged this particular webinar. Now, Devajit has ensured to uh, communicate all the parties or the interested at just before the meeting or half an hour before. But at the same time, someone also make sure that this will be arranged a week before. Avinav has been shared it. So communication, if we just communicate with the interested particular activity, that was the work, but it has been broken down to two parts. One is the much before, another is just before. Arpita has taken up this pen to arrange this call, sharing, creating the link, and then sharing it. So these all three are part of this particular webinar arrangement. If it has been given to someone, he could have break it up, but might not be feasible for him or her to do it by alone. So it has given to different person, and it has been actually been accomplished. So this work at the high level to low level, at the minimal level, which can be handed over or been assigned to one particular person without impacting other work, is become a work breakdown structure. So we will all be having all the work at the very top, then we will break it into smaller pieces so it becomes manageable. Rajan, does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So next is eliminating blockers. Sorry, it will take a few times minutes before more. I think been carried away or not. I'm not able to. That's a time managed. Good example of time management. I'm not doing it well, but still, I would like to know what you think and clarify your doubt. That's why I'm continuing, not hurrying. So also covering each and every point. So eliminating blockers. Blockers, matlab impediments in agile prayer, and you have heard the when you asked agile. So there is a term called impediment. Impediment is some blocker or issue or some problem that is not allowing the team to proceed as per plan. So we have to eliminate those blockers. Now these blockers either might be a showstopper kind, that means you cannot go beyond without solving it or avoiding it. Yes, it is allowing you to do, but you are not able to keep up that pace that you have planned. So you have to eliminate the blockers, rather the factors of the blockers, so that it does not come again. And the potential risk. So blockers actually associated some risk. So suppose if if I am just having this conversation and having interruption or slowness in internet connection, I'll not be able to complete this session in a fixed stipulated time. So that is a potential risk. And blocker is that frequent disconnection. So you have to, so how can I eliminate? I can switch to another connection. I can switch off the broadband and I can make my phone as for hotspot, and that is eliminated. That faulty or slow speed internet using, I have stopped it, and potential risk has been avoided, that ending up the session late. So you have to eliminate and the blockers and the potential risk, as I said, that you have to look for the root cause. RCA, that's a very important term, and that's a skill actually. You have to find the root cause of the problem and eliminate it. So that's a skill of a project manager. Most of the people will be avoiding the risk, but you have to find out the root cause and eliminate forever, you can think of. And documenting the projects and process, various project management tools is very, very important, because project management or project is a long term, or rather not a one-day activity. People come and go, technologies change, requirement changes, market changes. So how to adopt what you have done and how we can proceed, what will give one particular thing that I discussed, flexibility. So in order to be flexible, you have to document the processes, what you have used, how used, and what are the tools used. You have to document it. You should not be mucked up with this, but also it is important what you have done, why you have done, how you have done. Otherwise, you will not be able to manage it. And last but not least, the ensuring top quality result. That means the quality. The quality should be in in that particular product or service, and the success will be defined by meeting the goal as we have decided. It is not a one-time business. Rajan, you must be knowing that how tough is this to earn the uh, trust of a customer. So business is not about making profit. Is business, I consider, is earning a trust. Earning a trust is more important than earning some money, because more trust you gain, you will be running the business long, and it will keep you feeding on. But if you for a short profit, sure, then it will not last long, and you will lose ultimately. You will lose the reputation and goodwill. So it is very important to maintain quality, and the success, what have been defined, we have delivered. That is the success, and quality is the expected expected result, or the level of experience that user is actually been defined or been told to, or been decided to. Okay, don't get tensed. Okay, these many skills I don't have or nothing. It will all about practice. I call project management is a lifestyle. You have to think in this way. You are a project manager. So your lifestyle will actually your work style of work, rather than what you work. Your style of work will make you a better project manager, rather than a defined or being knowledgeable. You have to maintain that just style, lifestyle as a project manager. Okay. And now coming to the latter or last part, that is benefits of project management. Actually, what we get benefited of project management is better communication of team members. Team members do not have to sit for a long time, spend long time in office, feel frustrated. No meetings with no result. If you make just for a very simple example, when you're sending a meeting invite, try to send the meeting agenda along with the mention in the meeting invitation. So the person will be attending the meeting will be half ready, I would say, just looking at the agenda. Okay, I'll be this. We will be discussing these points. So they will do some homework, expect most probably, and even if they come unprepared, you can ask them. I had shared a meeting agenda. We have not come up. You should have come up with the preparation. So better communication among team members is a key benefit. Whenever they come up with result is better, less time ultimately gives satisfaction. You are earning more money, giving less time. So that is one of the key most benefit. Improved collaboration with the customer and authorities, because we deliver projects to our authority, program management, portfolio management, or other teams whatsoever, or to the customer. So if you manage the project well, it will be taking less time and communication from the customer or authorities as well. You don't have to go and come back to your team. So they actually will be able to tell you what is expected and whether they have got it or not. If you just improve your collaboration with the customer, if you cannot, don't confine yourself with mails, if you just can be arranged a meeting, that is a collaboration. Okay, so that will help the benefit, actually one of the benefit. And clarity on roles and responsibility, as I mentioned, the RACI matrix is a key benefit, and everyone knows in the team or organization what is expected from him or her. You don't have to tell each and every time I want this and this, that. So when it becomes clear to the members of the project, it becomes easier to complete the job because they know what they have to do. So for this role, I am in this role. If I am taken as a project manager, what are my responsibility will be? So that if I understood after doing one project and doing within the project management timelines, guidelines, so it will very easier for the manager as well as the whole team, or the organization will get improved because they will have less communication. And goal-oriented project planning and execution is actually the purpose we have why we have taken up the project. So if that goal is, we do not keep it that in mind, it will not serve the purpose. We all see football matches. The players runs 90 minutes with or without ball, but the goal is defined. They have to put the ball behind the bar. I mean that within that three area, I mean with the 3 bars, within the 3 bars, that is the goal. Each and every shot will lead to that. If otherwise they will just wasting time. So you have to be, goal has to be, I mean every project, all the activity should be goal oriented, and what I said earlier. So otherwise we will miss the purpose of having the project. And last is that increased efficiency with the help of project management tools and techniques. So as per prior, what are the tools are? So what is a tool? Some of you, I think most of us have watched the movie called Three Idiots. There the professor, what is a tool? There's a long elaborate answer from the first top, which is long answer. But when the hero or the American came, he just mentioned, whatever makes our work easier is a tool. That should be. It should increase your efficiency. If you just try to drag something with some heavy, say one cabin, a big box with if you just to pick it up, you hire 4 people. Else, otherwise you can do it very easy way. Tie the box with a rope and put some bars, wooden bars under beneath it, and it will roll. So that's a tool. So that will increase your efficiency. You can do it in 5 minutes and with less expenditure. So that is the key benefit of having the project management. And we can utilize that saved hours in other work. It will give me more opportunity. So that is one of the key benefit of project management. Not only earning quality, you will get another opportunities as well. And last, and just a coverage of what I will be covering if I been able actually get an opportunity. So what we will cover in this project management course is the definition of project, program, and portfolio. These are the hierarchy of project in the project management area. And there are project definition, I have project management, or project I have already defined, and what are the program and what portfolio is, because you will not be a project manager in the long run, you will become program and portfolio manager, and how these are managed. Second is what Priyaranjan asked, waterfall, and what are the methodologies there in project management. We will go through each and every major ones. Waterfall, agile mainly. And what are the entities involved? Entities mean customer, sponsor, project manager, team member. What are the all entities involved? Business manager. So whether you need someone for specific, you don't know what you might be needing. It would have been better way to involve a business analyst when you are struggling to understand the requirement. So better to have a business analyst. So you have to understand what are the entities actually involved. So that I will cover, and second, different stages and areas. Actually, when a project starts, it's the initial stage. Then we plan it. That's the planning phase. Then we execute it. And after execution, there comes the ball gets rolling. We have to just monitor whether it's following the course or not. That is monitoring and control. And when it comes to an end, we have to complete all our tasks, hand it over to the customer, and take a sign off, so we get paid. So that is different stages, and there are different areas: communication, scope, schedule. So there are 5 stages and 10 areas in project management. So I will be covering each and every area and stages. And tools and techniques, Piranjan, you asked, I mentioned RCA. So every tools and techniques, I have been actually, most of the tools and techniques I will be mentioning. Not, there are plenty of hundreds of tools, but not all used. So, or it is not advisable to use each and every, but might be useful. So most useful will be discussed. And I will also try to make you prepared for any project manager interview, or else if you want to get a certification on project management, that I also try to help. You would be able to appear after a few months of effort, I hope. Some months back, I did a certification as well. So
All right.
that's all about it.
Very nice. I mean, for me personally, it is very informative. I personally, learned a lot of things today. At least these 1 hour sessions, 1 hour are a little bigger. So if any questions from Priyaranjan, Ranjan Prajapati, please raise your point, or if you have any feedback, suggestions, also welcome.
It was a nice presentation. I'm very thankful to you. Everything fine for me.
Okay, Rajan, it will be shared with the attendees, so you will have it as well.
Yes, you'll get it, Rajan,
Yeah.
the
Hey,
video.
by the way, I have not checked with you that whether you've been able to view the screen or not. I can
Yeah,
see. Okay, great.
yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Special
Yeah,
thanks.
sorry, it has been stressed, but I didn't lose the opportunity to explain it. I'm a bit biased on this project manager you might be doing, and secondly, I was not sure how much time it will take. I cannot just uh, tell whatever written that I can share, but what does it mean, and what is the implications of that? So that I wanted to make clear. Okay, thank you.
So once again, thank you, Satyavrata and Devajit. Yeah. So if anything, definitely we'll reach out to you, Satyavrata.
Sure, Priranjan. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks.
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 Thanks, Devajit, for staying in the the whole session, and thanks to Arpita for arranging this.
All right. No
It was a
problem.
good brush up for me as well, I would say.
Yeah, it always. Yes. Bye then. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Take
Have
care.
a nice weekend, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.